Good evening from Washington, D.C., and thank you to those of you joining us from around the world for news from a Catholic perspective. I'm Lauren Ashburn. The White House says it doesn't want children to get hurt, but migrants need to follow the law, and it defends its use of tear gas against women and children trying to cross the border from Mexico. The clash became a key topic today at the White House briefing room. White House correspondent Mark Irons was there and reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. The White House is encouraging migrants to enter the U.S. through ports of entry and says the previous administration used similar enforcement measures to protect the border.
Law enforcement officials have used appropriate non-lethal force to protect themselves and prevent an illegal rush across the border. And let's also not forget that this isn't the first time that non-lethal force like this has been used. In fact, tear gas was used on average once a month during the Obama administration.
Also during today's briefing, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders questioned a report on climate change released by the Trump administration. The National Climate Assessment says natural disasters are worsening in the United States because of global warming. The president says he doesn't believe the economic devastation predicted in the report. Here's what the press secretary added.
It's not based on facts. It's not data driven. We'd like to see something that is more data driven. It's based on modeling, which is extremely hard to do when you're talking about the climate. Again, our focus is on making sure we have the safest, cleanest air and water.
The more than 1,500-page report compiled by multiple federal agencies lays out the devastating effects a changing climate can have on the economy, environment, and health. And Lauren, connecting these two issues of migrants heading to the U.S. southern border and climate change, I spoke with an official who has been working with Catholic Relief Services in Central America for 20 years. He tells me the #1 reason people are fleeing Honduras is due to years of drought, followed by flooding. He referred to these migrants as climate refugees. Lauren?
I haven't heard that term before. Mark, the president is heading next to South America for the G20. What are his priorities?
The White House says President Trump will hold meetings with a long list of world leaders, including Russian President Vladimir Putin. He also wants to press China's leader to agree to a trade deal. If China refuses, the White House says the U.S. will slap another $267 billion in tariffs against China. Lauren?
White House correspondent Mark Irons. Thank you, Mark.